How's it going, everybody? Robin here with Oracle Rising. What's going on? So, guys, I wanted to talk about the Akashic records today, and I was inspired to do this because I do daily tarot card readings on my other channel, and one of the decks I use is the Akashic Tarot. So, that's really tied into the Akashic records, and a lot of people might not know what they are or want to have a bigger explanation. That's what I'm going to talk about today. So welcome here and thanks for being here, guys. And remember to subscribe if you're watching. So the Akashic Records is basically a big filing system. And it holds all events, past, present, and future. So you might get just a vision of a system of filing drawers or a big library. And this is really intriguing because you can view your Akashic records. You can see what happened in your past. You can see what happens in the future and right now for you. So every single thing has an Akashic record, whether it is a person, whether it is a place, a thing, or an animal. So it captures everything in our earthly realm, which is very fascinating. So visiting Akashic records and viewing your own Akashic records is possible, but you need permission to view other people's records. So, and you would have to get that permission from that other person, or, if you have a companion animal, you can't just go and view. There's like privacy laws for the Akashic records, right? So the word Akasha, from which Akashic records was derived from, is Sanskrit for primordial energy. So all of us came from primordial ooze, right? And everything developed from that primordial stage. So since that inception, everything is being tracked, because the universe is really a big brain. So it has this huge memory of everything that is going on, right? So the Akashic records contain actions taken and not taken in all parallel universes. So I talk about your highest timeline. So there are possibilities for you that can happen, and it's all happening at the same time. This is why people do like transcendental meditations or astral planing, so they can see what you are doing in another universe. So this is all very deep, you guys, and I'll do different videos to talk about those things. I just wanted to talk about the Akashic. So you can see these, you can access these, like what is your soul doing on that timeline or in that parallel universe, so you can understand how you got there and get tips and hints from that you in a different universe on a different timeline, because there's things happening, like every possible outcome is projected and recorded in the Akashic records. So it's quite fascinating. And there are people out there that read Akashic records for you, but you're able to access them yourself. So it does take a little bit of practice, and then it can be a little bit shocking, especially if you look at the previous versions of your soul, like when you go back and do like a past life regression, that'll dig up things and you might not be perfectly able to understand them or assimilate them or accept them in this lifetime. So I wanted to talk about how you can access your Akashic records. There are Akashic records meditations. All you have to do is like punch that in on YouTube and find somebody that you're comfortable with and do that. There's also an Akashic prayer, so you can look that up too. And then you would basically, there's a preamble and then a closing. So you would get in a meditative position and sit down and say the beginning of the Akashic prayer, and it says the records are now open, and then when you're done, you can say the records are now closed. So this is very fascinating, but you have to be prepared. for what you were going to see, because you're going to see things where they don't work out, or there was the worst possible outcome and then the highest possible outcome. You have to be prepared to see every iteration that can happen, and it goes back into your history of your soul if you believe in reincarnation, and that your soul comes back and back and back and back. Maybe you weren't such a nice person in a previous life a few hundred years ago. Maybe you did things that, your higher self is purposely blocking you from remembering. Or maybe there was something that, you took some sort of vow of celibacy or poverty, and you can work now in this iteration, this incarnation of your life to resolve that, because there are people struggling with declarations of poverty that carries through, and maybe you don't want to be tied to that anymore. So you can help resolve things, definitely. You can help yourself go onto a different timeline for your highest possible outcome. But how are you going to handle everything else that you're going to see? Because you're going to see the highest light and the densest dark aspect of your soul when you view Akashic records. So you must prepare yourself for this. And that's why there's Akashic experts, because they can help you filter all that stuff out and, assist you in seeing what you want to see. You can't see just a bit of it. You're going to be inundated with everything, and it can be quite overpowering and awesome. So Akashic records are kept by masters of the Akasha. They're like the intergalactic librarian. So they will be there to aid you. And this is something that I would really recommend baby steps on doing. Trying very simple meditations, viewing Akasha very deliberately. Ask for exactly what you want to see, and be prepared to reconcile with yourself that, because, in this lifetime, you've probably made mistakes where you're like, wow, I never even want to think about that. So what if you were in the dark ages, and what were you doing then? What if you were a marauder or murderer? You go through every experience on Earth. That is what Earth is for. It's because it's a learning planet, and your soul wants to have every single experience. And you could have been an animal in a past life. You could have been a piece of furniture in a past life. So what are you prepared to see? And understand, when you access Akashic records, you must be prepared to see it all. So if this is something that you're interested in, I really, really strongly recommend that you do your homework, be prepared, take baby steps, and really be prepared to also accept the dark side as well as the light side of your soul as you move forward on the human plane right now. So guys, I hope this was interesting and helpful. As always, I'm open to talk about any subject that will help you on your ascension path. And for now, I'm going to wrap it up, and I remain your Oracle Rising. Many blessings. Bye.